Good morning, everybody. We're going to let YouTube catch up for a minute because it's slow and like 20-second delay or something. Guys, when you get in, when you can hear me, give me a 2x4 in the chat. We've got some people already in the chat. Miss Sharon has that posted for us. We do have a BOGO sale going on today, and it's going to go on till Monday, till Cyber Monday. We've got it. It's buy one ticket, get one free on the tickets. And Dana, there is a promo code. It is FST, FEST. So if you use that promo code, that will get you the tickets, buy one, get one free. Put 2 tickets in your cart and then put the promo code in there, FEST, FEST, and it'll take one of those and give it to you for free. And I tried it last night and made sure it worked. If it doesn't, let me know. All right. We've got Michael Hamilton checking in. Still got to dig out yet. Got 2.5 to 3 feet of snow out of the Wednesday storm. I'm glad you're there, Michael, and not I don't want 2 or 3 foot of snow. That would suck. That would set Bowling Green done. I mean, we would be absolutely toast with 2.5 or 3 foot of snow. But I hope you can dig out. You're in Michigan. You can handle that. And Dana, yeah, the code is FEST. That will get you buy one, get one free on the tickets. Newman, good morning. Glad to have you here. And I am getting orders. I've got my laptop sitting over here where I can read some stuff and everything. And it's just crazy. Orders are running all over the place. Forrest, happy Black Friday, a day that was surely invented to piss off women who've been vindictively dragged her husband from store to store as punishment. Hey, I tell you what, my wife left super early this morning, and she is going with one of her friends down to Nashville to Black Friday shop. And I was like, go, leave me alone. She left at like 5 o'clock this morning or something to meet her friend. I was like, I'm staying here. Lincoln, my youngest one, is upstairs watching TV. And I was like, we're taking the cow to Shelly's house. And also, we've got a special guest, 2 special guests. Shelly's going to be on here, and Leslie's going to be on here. And we are all, I think, sick and halfway bloated from eating all the crap at Thanksgiving yesterday. I know my stomach is hurting. And I'm like, I'm not eating this crap anymore. So, but yes, Black Friday. And so Lincoln and I are going to load. My brother's going to come up here in a little bit. We're going to load Ginger and Calvin in the trailer and take them up to Shelly's house. And I'm glad we picked like a super cold day. Like it was like 22 when I looked at the thermometer this morning. I'm like, this sucks. Why couldn't we have done this last week? Well, we didn't have time. So let's check. Miss Sharon, it is FEST, FEST. L2 Survive. Good morning. We're trying to get over our slump of eating all the crap yesterday from Thanksgiving. All right. We'll run through this real quick, and we'll talk to Shelly and Leslie about Thanksgiving and see what they did here in a minute. But we want to cover this real quick. Herbal Workshop. December 6th, Bowling Green, Kentucky. The code to get 15% off that is HERB15, HERB15. That will get you 15% off the Herbal Workshop that Leslie's doing, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. She can sell it better than me because she's doing it. I'm not Mr. Herbal stuff. I'm still learning, but she's got it going on with the herbs. Also, tickets are BOGO. Buy one, get one free on the tickets for the festival. That's only going to run until Monday. We've also got, let me see, IFAKs are 20% off. So use the code FAK20, FAK20 to get 20% off IFAKs. There's also free shipping over $150, and then there's 10% off everything else in the store site-wide. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Shelly and Leslie, and we're going to talk about the no doctor error. Why DIY medicine? And I hate to use the term DIY medicine. It's like, but I kind of looked at it. I was like, let's just call it DIY medicine. Because essentially you're doing it yourself, or you're having somebody else, help you with this, and why it's exploding right now in 2025. So let's bring Leslie and Shelly on. There's Shelly.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Let's talk about how bloated and nasty we feel from Thanksgiving. I know I feel like shit, so I'm just going to say it.
I think you overdid it.
I don't feel that bad.
I don't feel that bad either, but I didn't overdo it yesterday. I was good.
I'd cut most of my carbs out since, since my wrist started hurting, and Dana had told me the other day about, carpal tunnel and cutting all the gluten and the sugar out. So after that, I was like, we're done with the sugar. We're going to really cut back on carbs. I've been doing good. No sweets, no nothing. And I guess I overdid it yesterday, and I just feel like garbage. But I didn't eat a whole lot of dessert. I killed myself on prime rib, though. That was amazing.
One of the things I did yesterday that when I don't know, I had mixed feelings about it. And this just speaks to my addiction to food, right? Because sometimes I feel like it's just ridiculous. But so I started working with Chronically Healthy back. I started that whole thing on Memorial Day. So it's been back in May. I have not had soda, no Cokes, nothing. And I love Coke, right? I have not had soda since that day, since I stopped doing all that. Well, yesterday, our youngest daughter shows up. She lives in Eastern Kentucky. She shows up for dinner. And she brought Randy in a bottle of Coke Zero because that's like his favorite soda. And she brought me a glass bottle of Coke because everybody knows glass bottle Coke tastes better than the other Coke, right? And she knows it's my favorite. And I took the bottle. She goes, I'm just going to stick it in the fridge. And she knows that I'm not doing gluten, but she doesn't, they don't know the details about everything that I'm doing. And so she sticks it in the fridge. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to feel bad if I tell her I'm not going to drink the Coke. I'm going to feel bad if I tell her because she just did. It was, she was just being sweet. Right. So we sit down to have dinner and I open the Coke and start drinking it. And Erica's with Chronically Healthy. Her and I have had conversations about this, about, treating yourself just every once in a while, not making it like a habit all the time. And I've told her, I'm like, I feel like if I just drink one pop, it's done. I'll be like a junkie on crack again and just drinking them all the time. It'll just be done. And she was like, well, you know yourself better than anybody else. And it doesn't have to be exclusionary all the time, all that kind of thing. So I sat down to dinner and I open up the Coke and I take a drink and it tasted really good. I mean, I really liked it. But I only drank like half of it. And it wasn't because I was limiting myself. It was because it just didn't give me the high or whatever. It didn't give me what it gave me before. And I was content to just leave half of it and not drink the rest of it, which was really amazing to me. Like when you start eliminating stuff out of your diet, I totally thought that wouldn't happen. I thought I'd be like, oh, let's go to Sonic because that's my favorite, with the little ice and all that. And I'm just like, I think I can leave this now. It's not bothering me like I thought it would.
Yeah.
So,
confessions of a food addict.
I mean, your system changes when you change your diet. It doesn't have that same reaction in your body, which is part of the power of making those lifestyle changes. And then, you can learn how to be strategic so that on Thanksgiving, you can still eat with your family and not be miserable like Jason is.
It'll be fine. I'll fast all day today. So that or I'll just shoot straight, water and protein and everything.
Yep. Flush it out.
Stray Kitten says, I saw the made in Mexico glass bottles that had corn syrup instead of cane sugar on the bottle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I think all the ones in Mexico are supposed to be made with cane sugar, but
that's what I thought.
They used to be anyway. That could be changing.
Who knows?
Because I know, if you go to the Mexican stores in the town, adjacent to where I live, they have the Mexican Coke. It's good.
Really? Yeah. The Tupperware messes up and had to go back to the glass. And then look, Melanie,
what's up, girl?
Hey, Melanie. Hey.
She had to work today.
Yeah, lots of people did.
I'm not working today. We're gonna go move. We're gonna be cattle wranglers.
Yeah.
We get the day after Thanksgiving for a holiday where I work.
Yeah, somebody asked me this guy wants to come look at this truck at my mom's house. And he's like, hey, can I come by and look at that truck at your mom's house? And I was like, I made it sound like we were like professional cattle wranglers. I'm like, we're going to be moving cows tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time to do it.
Well, you weren't lying. There's two.
But you know, if you just read that message, it's like, man, this guy's like hauling 100 head of cattle or something like that. I'm right up there with like Cut V Farmer that's on here. You know, I didn't tell him that one of them we put a halter on her and walk her in the trailer like a show cow.
Jason is the next John Dutton, man.
Yeah. Except for I'm gonna have to find a train station place, I guess. Can we drop them off over at your bluff and let the pigs eat them?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey, look, Cut V, we speak his name and he shows up. He got 6 to 10 inches of snow this weekend.
Wow.
We're getting lots of snow, 6 to 10 inches.
Doggone.
And I need a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I have tried on a cowboy hat and I look like the most retarded person in the world. I'm like, that ain't working.
We need to get him a cowboy hat for the festival.
We do. That would be classic.
Maybe I could get one. We could get EJ back and we could wear matching cowboy hats. Doesn't he have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We could run around in just our cowboy hats and our loincloths.
Yeah, we're not going down that road. No, not today.
All right. Topic of the morning. I was looking at this and I was looking at some stuff and I'm like, people are moving, and we talk about this a lot. It's whether you're moving away from, you know, the pharmaceutical system and stuff like that towards, you know, like the prescription or the subscription based. A lot of people are doing with doctors that are a little bit more holistic and stuff. They're doing to where you just come in, you pay a flat monthly fee, and then you can come see me for stuff. People are doing that and getting out of the big system and going to self-pay, stuff like that. And then we're also moving in. A lot of people are treating stuff at their house, and they're going more towards the natural remedies. Is that the best way to say it, Leslie? Natural remedies?
Yeah. I mean, that would cover a lot of bases.
Yeah. So it's looking, we're going more towards natural stuff and staying healthy. And I'm like, let's get Leslie on here. And then Shelly's like, well, I'm doing the stuff with Chronically Healthy and I don't have to work on Friday. Can I come on too? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, let's just have a party. I mean, it's Black Friday. We're going to have a party. People are buying tickets and buying IFACs. I keep glancing over and my little notifications on my laptop keep popping up that tickets are going and tickets.
Yeah, I've got it up too. And I'm like, yes.
That's awesome. That's great.
So, yeah. Bill's in here. Good morning, Bill. So,
Hey, Bill.
And then Forrest said real quick, early December, I'm going to reach out for the consultation that he bought at the festival.
Do it. Looking forward to it.
She's booked the 6th, Forrest.
I am. Yeah. It can't happen on the 6th.
Or now, are you going to go to Forrest House and do like a walk or what?
I think we're doing a health consult. So it's a virtual call.
Well, hey, Forrest, what you need to do is just drive up here, go through the workshop, and then the next day do all the consultation stuff. After you know more questions to ask.
There you go.
See, he could be an educated question asker.
Yeah.
And then he'd have the skills to go back and create his own remedies.
I mean, that's the thing is the whole DIY thing. If you're going to go down that route, you have to educate yourself. That's crucial. How else are you going to advocate for your own health and create health sovereignty if you're not educated about your own body and how it works and all that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason that I see a lot of that stuff is the healthcare system is getting overloaded. You go in like to get your finger, you know, if you cut your finger, you go in to get stitches or have it looked at, you're looking at hours upon hours in some places in the emergency room. Ours is pretty decent here. I've had to get stitched up several times, and I just go to the walk-in clinic, and usually about an hour I'm in and out. But you see in some of these major cities, people are sitting there for 8 hours in the emergency room.
Well, and that's because they take you into that little triage room, and if you've just got a cut that needs stitches on your finger, you're going to be the last one seen.
Yeah.
So
you need to go in there and fake a heart attack. Be like, oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. I accidentally cut my finger when I fell.
Yeah.
So then you'll get back there.
Even for like other not ER related stuff, people are on wait lists for months to get an appointment. Or, I've known like 5 different people who tell me, oh, I'm having this procedure and we're supposed to do follow-up therapy, physical therapy, whatever. The PT won't see me till 8 months after the surgery. By that time, you've healed the wrong way and it's pointless. These wait times, are just not, people can't get what they need. So.
Oh yeah. And I mean, they're short staffed at a lot of places and everything. And one of the big things is prices. Prices have skyrocketed on stuff. And it's all, with Obamacare and everything mandated you have to have insurance. I fell down a rabbit hole like last week because like open enrollment started for all the insurance and all that kind of stuff like a little while ago. So all these people were posting about it. And I fell down the rabbit hole on TikTok. There's a doctor. She was like, she does kind of the subscription service, and a lot of her people are self-pay. So she was calling like the full suite, like if a lady's pregnant, like all the prenatal and delivery and everything, she was calling hospitals, and it's like, how much is if it's self-pay? So they were giving her the self-pay price, and then she was looking it up on what insurance cost was charging. And so, of course, that got in the algorithm. So I keep scrolling through, and I'm like, man, I'm going down this hole. Stuff is so much cheaper if you just go into the hospital. Guys were like, hey, I was going to go have XYZ surgery done. I walked in a couple days before, and I'm like, hey, how much is it to self-pay? And he was like, it was a quarter of the price to self-pay. And I'm like,
sometimes it's less than your deductible that you have to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're only having like one event a year or something like that. That's sometimes it's better to self-pay and not even mess with the insurance because you're not having to reach that deductible.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
and more people are telling me that their insurance won't cover the things they need. Yeah. Period. Like it won't even, no part of insurance will pay for it. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. And you're stuck. The middle class is stuck in that we're not getting all these government benefits where we can get everything for free. We can get our Ozempic or whatever it is. We get all that stuff for free. Or you're super rich where it's like, oh man, I don't care. A grand a month's nothing for this medicine. You're stuck in the middle where it's like, hey, there's some people, it's like, I can't get this medicine, or it's going to cost me $800 or $900 a month for this medicine, but I could quit my job and then go get it for free. But these people that I'm paying all the welfare and stuff for, they get it for free.
Yeah. Or they're just running out of medicine. I mean, there was a whole thing for children with their ADHD medication not too long ago where there was just a shortage. So all these kids were like not getting, and I've heard that about other medications just not being available to people who had started to rely on them. So another reason to try to figure out, like, is there some other way I can relate to this thing without these medications?
L2 Survive says, what do you think about the Amazon One Medical? I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
I'm looking right now. Y'all talk for a minute and see. It's One Medical membership. This is 24/7 on-demand care. Online visits 24/7 with Prime. And this says you got a 14-day free trial membership. Auto renews at $99 per year after trial. Appointments to be billed to you or your insurance. Members can get on-demand care, including online doctor or clinical visits through the One Medicine app for common conditions, cold, flu, allergies, stomach bugs, vomiting, headaches, urinary tract infections, yeast infections, skin issues, minor cuts, eye issues, and 40 plus common conditions. $100 a month or $100 a year
plus the cost of the visit.
Is it?
Well, that's what you said at the beginning, right?
Appointments are billed to you or your insurance.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
pay $99 to have access to it, $99 a year, and then you have to pay for whatever the
appointment
is.
I mean, the whole thing about a lot of the things that they named on there, colds, flus, allergies, like there's so many ways to relate with those things without going toward pharmaceuticals and needing prescriptions. I mean, those are the most common, easiest things. You know, when you talk about like what you can actually deal with at home, if you have enough knowledge, there's hundreds of things you can deal with at home, you know, and then the things that you might need the prescriptions and the procedures for are going to be much fewer once you have that baseline. So it just, you know, it depends on like what you know and what you're prioritizing with your money too.
Oh yeah. I mean, and then you're talking about, we could talk about using a lot of the herbal remedies with it. And then they keep pushing this whole narrative of we're having all these shortages.
Right.
And if you look at it, India and China are two of the main suppliers of all the medicine that we get, which is crazy that we're not making more of this stuff in the United States. Right. So, I mean, you're seeing the shortages with antibiotics, your over-the-counter OTC pain relievers, you know, blood pressure medicine, all this stuff, diabetic supplies and everything. If you can take and use more a natural approach to that, you know, then we're not slave to the system of like, oh, China's mad at us, they're going to cut off all our supplies and antibiotics.
And do we really believe that these people have our health in mind, that they really care about what's best? You know, whatever pill they're going to push on us, is that because it's really good for us? Is that because of all the money involved and the kickbacks the people are getting? And you know what I mean? Like, follow the money and then tell me that you trust that they have your best interest in mind at all times. I'm not saying all doctors are like this, but you know,
yeah, but I think that 2020 was a big eye opener for people medically.
Yes,
absolutely. Like I think just for me personally, up to that point, I pretty much trusted my doctor. I mean, if they suggested something, I was like, well, you're the doctor. You're the one that went to college. You know all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And 2020 was a big eye opener for everybody. And, you know, it doesn't, I'm not talking about, you know, the jab. I'm not talking about it's just so many things came to light. And if you did just a little bit of research, you could make your own decisions. I mean, you know, that was a big eye opener for Randy and I both. We were like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, and then doctors who were trying to do right by people and trying to help people were getting shut down and silenced and all of that. And you saw the corruption in the whole system and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that's what broke the trust.
Yes.
In, you know, in that relationship between the doctor and the patient, because then you're looking at your doctor going, well, which side do you stand on? Are you taking kickbacks? Are you doing this? Like it never, I know it's been going on for years, but it never occurred to me that a doctor took kickbacks until then. Well, and I'm just like, what the crap? What?
I know.
You know?
I'm lucky because when I was in college and high school, my job was at one of those like mailbox stores, you know, where they have the post office boxes that people can pay for. And we had drug reps who would have boxes. And they would tell me all these stories about what they were doing to wine and dine. They're like, oh yeah, this weekend I'm flying these doctors over to Hawaii. I'm flying their whole family. You know, we give them dinners and we bought them a new car. And I'm like, you're doing what? Like I never heard, you know, I was at that age, I didn't know what a drug rep did. Hearing these intricate stories and all the ways that they tried to bribe the doctors to put, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. So I think that distrust was instilled in me hearing all of that. And then I'm seeing this bigger picture of like, wow. So this is why you want to prescribe that.
Forrest says the more medically aware you are, the scarier the medical world is.
That's absolute truth.
Oh yeah.
And then when you've had stuff happen to you, you know, like when I was hospitalized and they told me specifically like, oh, you know, there's no reason for you to be on this medication other than you're a cookie cutter case. And everybody with this condition we give this medicine to, even though your numbers say you don't need it. We don't care about, I was actually told you are a cookie cutter case. And I'm like, you're telling me this to my face? I mean, don't you kind of want to hide it and pretend like you care about me? No, they don't.
Yeah. And it is. I've seen that the drug reps, and like Cut B Farmer says, they buy lunch and all the stuff. I've seen it. It's like they put a full smorgasbord, and we're not talking like McDonald's. We're talking like sit down and eat restaurants.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This is just crazy. Just so they'll start selling their drugs and samples and everything else. I mean, I can find most of the medical.
I mean, we all laugh, but there's a little bit of truth to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, all right. Kind of some basic stuff. Where to start on it? I think everybody needs to know. Now, there's lines that we can't cross. If you have a big enough traumatic event, like a trauma event where you've got to put a tourniquet on, you're going to need a doctor. We're not going to DIY ourselves out of a tourniquet or a chest seal. There's certain things. It's like you need a guy that went to medical school to fix that kind of stuff.
Yeah, modern medicine has its great skills.
Yeah, yes. I've got the stuff to sew up a vein or an artery, but I don't know how to do it. But the stuff is here at my house. But maybe one of these days I'll have a doctor to do that for me. But there's certain spots that we're gonna have to go to the doctor and get stuff. Mm-hmm. But then there's certain things. First aid and stuff like that, and being able to assess the wounds. Hey, do we need to go to the doctor, or can I take care of this here at my house without spending a ton of money? So you got to have that knowledge on what I need to take care of and what I don't need to take care of. Herbal and natural stuff. So we know how to take care of stuff. It's like, hey, I've got this wound, we need to go to the doctor, or man, I've just cut my finger really bad. We're going to take care of it at the house. So moving along and stabilizing patients, stuff like that, to know when we need to go and when we don't need to. So then your herbal stuff comes into play, of making tinctures, growing your medicinal herbs, using the natural stuff. Bill is always talking about he's using fermented garlic.
Garlic and honey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He takes it for medicine, and he uses it to cook with, and all of that stuff.
Yeah. And your elderberry. Is that how you say it? That's how you say it, right?
Yeah, elderberry.
Dana gave me it looks like a fifth of that stuff, that syrup that she gave me. It's not really a fifth. It's a big old bottle. She gave me some of that. I mean, using stuff like that, and people treating common issues and not going, not calling up the doctor. My throat hurts. I need a 30 or a 10-day thing of amoxicillin kind of thing, because then you're taking it and you're like, oh man, I feel better after 5 days. And you're like, I'm not going to take the rest. And that's how you start getting super bugs that are antibiotic resistant. So,
well, and being able to look outside, there's antibiotic plants growing all around us. Even if you have a strep throat, can you go find the usnea, and do you know how to use it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Leslie, hit on that. Hit on what do you see as far as people coming to you? Because you do consultations, you do all the stuff, you're doing Patreon and walking people through. Have you seen a big influx of people who are like, man, I'm done with these doctors, the guys in the white coat. Yeah. I want the more natural part of it.
And for me, a lot of people who end up with me are people who already went through the system and it didn't help them. Yeah. They're like, I've been to this doctor, been to that specialist. I've taken that medication. I've done that procedure. I'm still having the exact same issues that I was having when I started down that journey. What am I missing? And hey, Greg. And, I think that honestly, that if I could say like what is in common with everybody that I try to help is that nobody has their basic health foundations in order, just because we're not educated on what those are. And so like, you're not going to need all of these medicines if you are well and healthy. And if you have a baseline of optimal health, I call it foundational health. And like the things that give us foundational health aren't medicines, they're lifestyle things. And it has to do with like, what are you eating? Throw away that processed crap because it is making you sick. All of the sugar, all of the processed flour, all of the additives, that stuff is making us sick, you know, and across the board, people who have those diets have so many more things to complain about when I do a consult. Fix your light environment. We're not supposed to be under bright blue LED lights staring at screens all hours of the day. Our brain chemistry is governed by the sunshine. And when you don't go outside and we have artificial light, you know, your neurotransmitters, your hormones, nothing can release how it's supposed to. Nothing can be in balance. Everybody can't sleep. Surprise, surprise, because we're scrolling blue light. You know, nobody's hydrating properly. You know, nobody's moving their body enough. Like, it's all these very basic and free things.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, okay, so once you have that in order, let's check back and see how you feel. And this is where herbs come in. Right. And like how simple it is, you know, one herb can change your whole situation. So it's just knowing that, like being educated. What do I do? And do I have the discipline to do it? Like, it's worth having a little bit of discipline because it's hard to change all that stuff. But the outcome in the end is that you have way fewer issues, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if you start and get on the healthy track, like you're talking about, then we're not going to have to use, you know, any kind of remedies for it other than, you know,
the acute stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The acute stuff, your body, if your body's in a healthy state, you're going to have fewer like sinus infections and stuff like that. Right.
Yes. And so, and also, you know, like instead of having the conversation of what can I take herbally instead of my blood pressure pharmaceutical, let's have the conversation of how about we change your diet and lifestyle so that your blood pressure just is regular naturally. You don't have to take anything for your blood pressure.
Stop talking. My blood pressure go down.
Let's talk a minute about Bill's comment here. He says, Miss Kate has started using the honey. He's the one that ferments the honey or ferments garlic in the honey. She started using the honey from the honey fermented garlic as a sweetener for her tea. And she says it's great. She's also finding that a couple spoonfuls of the honey is good for cough syrup. So they're using it as a medicinal remedy, right? Yep. And then he's also like that fermented garlic, the honey that has probiotics in it. So she's drinking that in her tea, which is probably herbal tea. There's so many things that are related to the gut. One of the things that I've learned from working with Chronically Healthy is that a lot of my medical issues were because I have leaky gut.
Yep.
And if you're feeding your gut biome correctly, that will eliminate so many problems that people have. I mean, there's so many things that are connected to that. And I mean, I'm not even going to get into the list because I know people just get torqued up about it or whatever. But if you have an autoimmune thing, you need to check it out. You need to check out the connection between leaky gut and autoimmune disease and understand that could quite possibly be why you're having issues. Do your own research, learn your own stuff, do what Bill's doing, Bill and Kate, and using, you know, they're using the honey as a medicine. They're using it as a gut fix. I mean, there's so many things that you can do on your own that can help with that thing.
Yep. And honey topically is an amazing antimicrobial. It can help heal wounds and prevent topical infections on wounds, especially if it's fermented garlic honey. Now you get the double bonus of the antimicrobial properties of garlic. So there you go. You already have your first aid, your probiotic, your immune booster.
Do you know that they dug up, like, excavating pyramids? Mm-hmm. They found honey that was in jars that was stored like 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, and it was still good. Honey.
Yes,
and it was still good, not rancid or nothing.
Yep.
I mean, the stuff is amazing.
Yes.
Let me see. L2 Survive. How do I find a Gen X doctor? My new PDC literally needs a witness in a safe space during my second visits. He's really asking. L2 survive. I don't know. My primary care doctor, she's cool as all get out. And when I first went into her, my son and my wife went to her before. My wife had found her. I don't know. She's cool and she doesn't push stuff. Like when I went in there for the first consultation, I was like, hey, I'm on this blood pressure medicine. She goes, you want to get off of it? I was like, score. I found the person that I need to talk to.
Yes.
I
and
just
you need
happened
to be looking for a functional medicine doctor.
Well,
and your person may be that, Jason.
Yeah. You can also look for the words like integrative health or integrative health center. There's a few in Nashville, and that usually means the practitioner is more interested in keeping you off of pharmaceuticals and doing other approaches.
I guess you're going to have to go interview them.
Yes, it's really trial and error. Yeah.
I mean, go in there and give them your best shot. And if they run to the safe space, it's like, dude, you're not for me.
Yeah.
Dana's all over it. She's telling you to preach, Shelly. So, but now the only thing I kid my doctor about is she's a vegan, so she doesn't eat any kind of meat. I'm like, girl, I was like, you need to try some of my lamb. She was like, no, I'm going to stick with vegetables. And I was like, those vegetables are killing you, right? And she was like, no, they're not. And I'm like, all right. So we go back and forth about stuff. And she got on to me. She was like, you don't really need to go straight carnivore. Your cholesterol is going to go up. And I'm like, we'll see about that. And then my labs are just perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So. All right. Stuff, kind of some stuff, going along with this. I see it as knowing what to do at the house on minor stuff and everything. You're talking minor stuff can be handled at home. If we get the medical training, we get our herbal training and stuff like that. And then as far as getting back into better health, if we get that triangle of stuff, we're going to start eating better. We're cutting out all the processed crap. We're eating on the outside of the grocery aisles and we're not getting the inside stuff. If we do that pyramid of I'm getting back to my baseline, I'm getting medical and first aid training to treat minor burns, minor stuff like that. If I put the tourniquet on, I'm still going to the hospital. And then we've got the herbal stuff. We've got that trifecta. What else? What else do we need to do? That covers a whole lot of stuff, doesn't it, Leslie?
It does. I think the only thing that I would emphasize, and this is what I try to teach over on my Patreon platform, is like a baseline education of your body systems. Like, how do they work? What's going on in your body? What is cholesterol? What are your hormones? What balances or imbalances hormones? How does your digestive system work? What are the reasons why you might be getting migraines? Like, do you even understand your nervous system or your cardiovascular system? It's like really just giving yourself a baseline understanding of anatomy and physiology, because that can be a game changer. When you know how your body works, you can start to understand what's happening to you in a different light. Right? You become a better detective. And instead of just feeling helpless, like, oh, I have this symptom and I have no idea, so I have to go find somebody else to tell me, you can be like, oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. So this is happening. And I noticed that I just changed this or I ate that. And I noticed that this always happens this time of year. Like, you start to understand your bodily functions, how they work. And then you can kind of figure things out. And then you're like, okay, I know what herb to pull out right now. I know what shift to make in my lifestyle that's going to resolve this. So I think it's really about becoming like a sovereign being in your own health. That's why I talk about health sovereignty so much. Like, you don't actually need, for the basic, simple things. I'm not talking about these complex issues that you definitely might need a specialist. I'm talking about for your most base level complaints that most people go to the doctor for or take pills for. Like, you're going to be able to figure that out and address that and be confident because you understand how your body's working and what's going on. So I think education would be something I would include.
All right. And that the thing is, and I got to thinking, you were saying if I do this, every time my body does this, people make it like it's rocket science.
Stuff. It's not.
But it's as simple as if I'm standing on my roof and I jump off my roof, I'm going to break my ankle.
Yep.
And then they don't put that, that's common knowledge. If you get an 8-year-old kid and you're like, hey, jump off this roof, he's like, no, I'm going to break my ankle. But the same person, if you're like, hey, let's load you up on all this sugar and everything else, they're not like, my stomach's going to hurt, my joints are going to hurt, and all this stuff. It's like, it's the exact same thing, but people don't put it together.
There's a willful disconnect too, just when people don't want to have to change that because it's hard. Well, it's really hard because, it's hard to find things that aren't processed. You can no longer just go on a trip and not worry about what you're eating. You have to figure out, okay, where is going to have real food? I have to seek out this grocery store or this restaurant, so I think it's hard. And there's a willful disconnect because people are like, if I pretend like I don't know, then I don't have to change anything.
Pretty good. That's funny. Erica and Dylan from Chronically Healthy, they actually do a talk on Dylan. He did a talk one time and he was talking about so the people that promote, the marketers and stuff that promote the food, big food, whatever, they actually came from the companies that were the cigarette companies. And so when that all went over, it all got transferred to the food thing. And they have engineered food to have what they call a bliss point.
Oh, yeah.
Like they have the exact combination of sugar, chemicals, all of that when you eat that, you're like, I have to have more. Like an addiction thing. Same with cigarettes, I guess. I don't know. But it's, when you sit and think about that, you think about the fact that food that's not good for you is cheaper than food that is good for you, that is healthy for you. I mean, unless you're growing it yourself in your garden. But you think about all of the families out there that don't have a lot of money, that don't have the resources to grow their own stuff or whatever, or not even the knowledge to do that. And they're feeding their kids and just trying to, live their life and pay their bills and all of that kind of stuff. And all they can afford is this food that has been engineered to make them addicted to it. And it's a huge vicious cycle. It is absolutely, when you sit back and think about it, like it's evil. I mean, it's just nothing but evil. Yeah. It's creating, you're moving from this system of not having the right food to now needing the doctors and needing the drugs and all of this kind of stuff, all of these, and even big ag feeds into that, putting chemicals on stuff and not tending the land properly and all of that kind of thing. It's all, if you start digging into this, it'll make you crazy because you just feel like everything is against you.
It is. It literally is. It's like a battle to be healthy. You're fighting environmental toxins. You're fighting food toxins. You're fighting light toxicity. You're fighting messaging about what's acceptable and not, and especially, people who try to live healthier somehow like labeled like, oh, so crunchy, or, all these like name calling about this kind of lifestyle. Oh, you think you're so good. You think you're better than everybody else. Like, no, no. So it is. It's a complete battle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then, I mean, as far as like trying to eat better, when you're getting on, the healthy stuff, people, and you're talking about what's socially acceptable, people are scared to order something different and be like, hey, can you do this? If you're going on a low carb diet and you're at a burger place, people are scared to be like, hey, can you get me, can you do it without the bun?
Yep.
It's like, they're going to look at you weird. I mean, the local Rich Pond Market that's right down the road from me, they do all their burgers fresh. When you go in there and order a burger, it's a fresh burger that they've pattied out and done. It's not a big, some frozen thing. So I asked the guys, like, hey, I was like, I want 2 burger patties with cheese on it. And I was like, throw some onions on. And I was like, that's all I want. And he was like, you want me to grill the onions and do all this? And I was like, man, fix it up however you want to. This dude took 2 hamburger patties, put cheese on there, grilled the onions on it, and like smashed it all together and brought it out. And I was like, holy crap. It was $6 for all that.
Wow.
I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, that's where I'm going to eat lunch from now on all the time.
Yeah, I think you have to be creative and be willing to think outside the box to figure out, you know, especially on a budget, like how can you pick the healthier options? Where can you find the places that aren't including all the crap? And it can be found, but it takes work,
Yeah.
you know, and creativity.
Oh, yeah.
But it helps to have like the community around you of other people eating that way.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
And 60 old man growing. Before I go to the doctor, I try to diagnose what I've got going on and try to rule out a bunch of stuff first. And if it doesn't work, I go to the doctor, but I can inform them on what I've done.
Yeah, that's great. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Newman talks about artificial light, especially LED, has a huge detrimental effect on our health due to blue light toxicity.
Yep. People do not realize the impact this lighting is having on us. It's really bad. If you start reading some of the white papers about what it's causing, it's terrifying.
Well, honestly, I have thought about seeing if I could find incandescent bulbs and changing everything to incandescent.
All our bulbs are incandescent. We changed all the bulbs at our house. Yeah.
But where some of them are like stupid expensive.
I found them on Amazon.
Really?
Yep. I'll send you the link later.
All right. We're going there. I mean, now, honestly, I've got LED lights down here. The light is amazing. I love it. But it's like, man, it's going to be a lot to change all the stuff.
It is a lot. And it's an investment. Like I changed out ours slowly over time, you know, and there's also a few companies that sell circadian friendly LEDs, but they don't have blue light in them. So like Block Blue Light actually is having a big Black Friday sale today, blockbluelight.com. But I love their blue light free bulbs and their full spectrum bulbs. So they have a lot of good options.
I'm writing that down. We're going to
I'm going there right now. Hey,
All right.
won't let me go. You said blocked?
I think
Or
it's
block?
blockbluelight.com is what I think it is.
Okay.
All right.
30% off site wide.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got our trifecta. So how do we start prepping for all this? I mean, I know what we need to do prepping for our part of it. I mean, a bunch of the stuff is getting a real trauma kit and a real first aid kit, not just, you know, the $12 thing at Walmart that's got a couple Band-Aids and some alcohol wipes. Getting a real trauma kit, getting gauze, Band-Aids, all the stuff of that. Doing that and having that trauma kit, and then learning basic skills. I mean, some of the stuff, stop the bleed, CPR. I mean, you know, get certified in CPR, the wound care, you know, your BLS, your basic life support stuff.
I mean, you could even get an AED and know how to use it.
Yeah. I mean, doing that. And then once you've got that, the immediate stuff that you need to do, then we can transition over to the herbal stuff. I mean, I think you need, if you don't have a big enough spot to where you can grow, or where you've got natural herbs out there just growing in the pastures, I think you need to do like an herbal garden. I mean, it's not that hard to grow a bunch of herbs.
Or, you know, just learn what your kitchen spices do. Because if you just use the herbs in your kitchen pantry, here you already have antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, immune supportive, hormone regulating, things to soothe allergies, digestive upset, constipation, diarrhea, sore throat, cardiovascular support, to fix hair loss, to, like, you know, it goes on and on and on. And that's just with what is in your little spice cabinet. So I think it's really just about being educated on how to prepare those to effectively pull out the medicine. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can do that. And I mean, get that. I mean, it would be, I mean, doing an herbal garden. Shelly's got her little garden going on the side of her house with all her herbs and stuff right there. And what's the little sign you got? It's the pharmacy, but it's
pharmacy. It's spelled FARMACY.
Yeah. I kind of giggle. I giggle at it every time I go over there because I walk by it if I'm walking in the backyard. So, but
hey, the other thing is that you don't have to have a bunch of land to find plants because the weeds in your yard are medicinal.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if you have like a bunch of pasture land or any, I swear to you, you have medicinal weeds in whatever green space is around you.
It's like God put your medicine right there for
Imagine that.
Maybe he loves us for real.
He provided everything we need.
No, that was the Big Bang. When the Big Bang happened, the Big Bang made it all come to fruition. If anybody believes that crap, they're just morons, I think. The Big Bang Theory.
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah. I'm on the thing of God put all this in front of us, and he kind of knew what he was doing.
I don't think anything's an accident. It's divine creation. So
cinnamon and beetroot will cure many ills.
Absolutely.
So I went, the trailer that Jason is bringing the cows over with today, we borrowed that from some people that we've become friends with that I go get raw milk from. And they're like, they dress like Amish, but they're not Amish. Like they have electricity and all that stuff, but I don't know if they're Mennonites or what. But so the last time we went over there to get the trailer, I asked Nancy, I said, do y'all drink wine? And she's like, oh yeah, we drink wine. Because I just made some cranberry wine that actually tastes really good. It's my first venture into winemaking, and I love it. And so I told her, I said, I just made some cranberry wine. And I said, next time I come over, I'll bring you some. And so she brought me out a bottle of wine that is beetroot wine. And every time that, like, excited. She drinks like and I have it in the fridge, and I'll be honest, I haven't tried it yet because beets just I've never really acquired a taste for beets. But she said it's a sweet wine, so we'll see. But she said that she takes a shot of it every day, and it was so funny. She said, don't drink too much, because it's not good for you if you drink too much. And I said, so it'll fix everything else, but if you drink too much, it'll mess your liver up. And she goes, do you have liver problems? And I said, no. I said, like if you drink too much alcohol, it can affect your liver. And she goes, oh, I didn't know that. And then she starts, like, they've got 7 kids, right? And she said that anytime that her kids are sick, she just gives them a little shot of that beetroot wine. And she goes, it makes everything right. They feel great after that. I'm like, oh my God, I love you, woman. I'm like, you crack me up. She's so sweet. And it's funny though, because she's like a wealth of knowledge. She has tons of knowledge, but she seems naive about stuff, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll say something and she's like, what? But she's just fun to be around, and I'm learning a lot from her.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. She would have to, for the kids to have cirrhosis of the liver, she would have to be making wine full time for those kids.
I know.
Let's see. L2 survived. Not only did God create everything, he gave us an owner's manual, the Bible, to teach us how to take care of it.
Absolutely.
100%. So, all right, Shelly, tell us what we're going to learn December 6th. That you're going to, what part of the pyramid are you going to put in? We put our
Me or Leslie?
Huh?
Me or Leslie?
Leslie.
You said Shelly. I'm like, oh, yeah, Shelly, tell me what we're gonna. Tell me what I'm gonna teach. Shelly
teaching the class. Leslie's just gonna show up.
At this point, Shelly could teach some classes.
I don't know about that.
All right, we've got our part of the pyramid that we're putting in. Our little part of it, as far as getting medical supplies, stuff like that, to treat the wounds and everything. What part of the puzzle are you gonna put in with the herbal workshop on the 6th?
Okay, so this workshop is going to be going beyond, what herbs you have on hand and how to prepare them, and into the deeper things. So let's say you already have stocked up on some herbs. A lot of people will have just like random dried herbs, or they're like, I made this tincture, but I don't remember how to use it, or I have this oil, but it just sits on the shelf. So what we're doing on the 6th is we're going to deep dive into understanding how to actually work with the herbs that you have. So that means how to figure out which conditions are appropriate with which herbs, how to match herbs to individual people, you know, because say like if I have a cough and Jason has a cough, that doesn't automatically mean we both need the same herb. We got to have more information. You know, is my cough wet or dry or irritated? And what is it coming from? Are there other symptoms involved? We might end up with completely different herbal remedies, right? So it's not as simple as like, this herb is for cough, this herb is for stomach ache, this herb is for pain. It's much more nuanced than that. And so we're going to learn how it's nuanced and how to know which herb will be most effective. So you're going to learn more about your personal constitution, which is basically like your body's state, whether you run cold or hot, whether you run moist or dry, you know, and that will help you be able to make more effective herbal remedies. And then we're going to learn how to combine things together to be more effective. So instead of just taking one herb, hey, if you took this herb with this other one, it's going to be much more effective. But how do you know that? We're going to learn some formulas for how to figure that out. And we're going to talk about some more specific methods of making medicine that go beyond the folk method, you know, so that you can create more consistent remedies time after time, especially for things that maybe, you know, you're going to want to call on regularly so that you can like repeat your results. It's a lot of hands-on stuff. We're doing a lot of hands-on stuff that day.
It sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Hey, don't forget, but we're not done, but don't forget, if you use the code HERB15, HERB15, you'll get 15% off the class. And that's not going to, cutoff date is the 30th. So that will be, what,
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sunday night is the cutoff date. So if you're going to get a spot in that, you need to get it, because then you'll have to cry to Shelly and beg and plead to get in the class if you're late on that.
Well, and also depending on how late I'm cutting it off because I have to do a lot of preparing all the materials.
Yeah.
So that's why I really need you to, I really need you to tell me because I want to have it all ready.
Well, all right. That's about all I've got. What do we want to talk about for a few more minutes? Holly berries.
Not specifically. The leaves of holly have medicinal use, but you have to be careful because there's some toxicity. But a lot of native tribes use them as sort of like a detox. The leaves, yeah.
Did anybody have any crazy? Let's see. Newman really wants to make the class. Newman, we'll have something in. Yeah, we'll have some. Newman, she'll be back in 2026. We'll have another one.
I'll also be teaching at the festival in July. So.
Yep. 100%. All right. Did anybody have any crazy Thanksgiving stories, real quick? Did anything crazy happen? Nobody showed up and was like Orange Man bad, and then like getting into fights and stuff like that.
No. Nothing like that. No fights.
Dang. I wanted to hear like a good, crazy Thanksgiving story. All right. Oh, well. All right. If y'all don't have anything else, I'm going to go attempt to load. I'm going to go wrangle some cows and pick them up and get on my horse.
All right, Jason Dutton, you go do your thing.
I am. I'm going to go. My brother will be up here in a little bit. We're going to get the cows loaded. And see, I'm right behind Cuck V Farmer. He's got 6,400 cows.
Wow.
So I'm going to be right behind him with my 2.
Way behind him.
But it's fine. I don't have as much shit to clean up as him either.
But after today, I will be a cattle farmer.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna bring my cowboy hat and give it to Shelly. So,
and I will have a herd.
Yeah.
Newman's
going to be at the festival.
Oh, great.
Newman, was that you who just bought some tickets? Because I think there's something wrong with I don't think our comfrey salve BOGO is working, Jason.
It should. That was her that just bought tickets.
Okay. Go look at the order because she bought comfrey salve and I don't think it's working. Because her total should not be what it was.
All right. I will.
So we'll address that and get that fixed for you. Okay.
That should be working. All right. We will get it in a minute. Newman, I've got your phone number. I will call you when we get off here. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go load some cows and head up to Shelly's house. Leslie, I appreciate you being on here.
Thanks for having me.
It was a good talk.
Always good to chat with y'all.
Yeah.
And I hope to see some of y'all in December.
Yes. All right, guys, I appreciate it. I will be back here Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday morning, 8:00. So tune in and we'll have some kind of crazy topic. I don't know. We might talk about crazy Thanksgiving stories from people. So, guys, I appreciate it, and I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good weekend.
Bye.